you talked with Adam Zwar about your hopes to maybe write a movie one day.
Yes. Oh, Well, so I wrote movies for the Herald Sun for a while.
Did you really?
Yeah. So Lee Patch was the reviewer and I was the writer and the editor of Hit magazine, which was the Thursday lift out. There's sort of all sorts of strange little projects I have, and I would love to do that one day, not for a moment suggesting that I can and how difficult that would be. But when you see a brilliant movie, this is the thing with Oppenheimer is studios lost faith in their audiences. Give me a movie that is dense. Trust me to sit through it for 3 hours and to listen to it and to understand the nuances of it. And I don't need massive action. I can get that elsewhere. Give me that movie. Finding the movie that you truly love is joyful, and then I'm a repeat on them. So before the Oscars, I wanted to see Oppenheimer again just to make sure it was as good as I thought it was. And I watched it on the plane coming home from Vegas, which is never the ideal setup, but it was just so good. And yes. I'll watch that again in years to come because that was the moment where instead of giving us the multiverse and this and that, just trust us, give us dense, great material. And trust us that we'll come to it. I'm so glad to see it revered in the way that it is.
One of the EPs on this podcast is Jack Quaid, who plays one of the creators of the bomb, the Bongo Boy. Jack Quaid. He's a friend of ours, but he won when we recorded this. He won it yesterday or the day before. But he talked about the way that film is directed. The person behind that camera is an Australian Director Guild award winner, so he's gone below his pay grade today. But the way that he directs the films is fascinating, where I think Jack showed up on the first day for this character, this fully entrenched, rich, interesting person, and he said, should I do this accent? And Nolan went, give it a go, I don't know. There's no real connection at all between this script and the art department on that film making a full White House in 3 days. It is truly, the fact that it's made essentially $1 billion for a film about a historic figure is really positive and awesome. Yeah.
And then the moment in time when it's released with Barbie. Now, it took me a little while to get to Barbie and I wasn't sure that I wanted to, but my wife and 2 daughters saw it and thought it was hilarious and poignant. And so through them, I was able to get to see it. And it was excellent in its own. Like, I was quite shocked by how much I enjoyed it and how much was going on there. And again, that's so the 2 extremes on the same day, choose the movie that you want to see. But I bet if you sample both with the right mindset, there's plenty there for you. So I feel like that's such an encapsulation of what's possible. Instead of just taking a position going, no, that's boring or that's silly, take the whole experience in, and they were both brilliant in their own ways.
I don't know if there's award. I don't know if it's eligible for any awards, but the discussion between yourself and Dwayne, there was a handover last year where both of you, very definitive voices, talked through Barbie on SEN. I would have loved to have seen the temper text at that time, but that was my favourite part of last year, maybe.
I think somewhere in the back of our minds we're thinking podcast there.
Yeah.